boy K now.
It's your boy Easy, most known unknown Easy Old Soul.
This your boy Soldier the Rebel.
We are now live. Took a minute. Took a long minute. Okay, down. Forget you on this Mother's Day for making me go through all the stress. And I know I'm working with trash resolution right now as far as my computer. This is why I don't use my stuff. I use my phone, which is also trash, but it's better trash than this. You know what I'm saying? So I tend not to use my laptop because my web camera is ass in most cases. So, uh, but I am here with the boy Rebel. Still with you, man.
Nothing, man. Just chilling right now. Just got home from the 9 to 5.
It's Sunday, Mother's Day. Salute to all the mothers out there,
Happy Mother's Day.
grandmother, aunts, uncle. I'm just playing, my uncles. Uh, but yeah, it's been a pretty good day. It was raining yesterday, but I was able to take my mom's out. So trying to enjoy this Sunday. Portland Trailblazers won, so I'm not too mad. Hoping Toronto pull it out versus Philly. But what's been happening on your end, Rebel?
Man, I've been paying a little bit of attention to that Golden State series. I need them. What they did pull it out, and they did advance. They had a tough time. There was some games that I felt like they should have won, but didn't. But I'm rooting for them to go all the way.
They most likely will. I don't see why they wouldn't be able to. Uh, like people say, before Durant was there, they were doing just fine. He kind of just added on to a great team. So, uh,
Hmm.
except DeAndre weak ass, I feel like he's weak as shit because he be doing a little bit too much in the game. He be acting like he done did everything under the sun and you can't mess with him. Nah, nigga, you just on a great team. I think you would be averaging just about as much as you average, which is probably about 10 points on average in a season as you do in the playoffs. So other than that, I feel like they're gonna probably repeat most likely too. Uh, I think this might be KD's last year with him. I'm not sure,
You
but
think so?
it might be because the issue is it's a salary cap for them. So they got so many prime players that it would be hard to keep them and have a pretty decent bench to go with. So they might need to make some room. I don't know if this was ever going to be a long term thing with them. It might be, KD got some options, but I think the Warriors are still his best option. Everybody's talking about him going to New York. I don't think that's going to happen just yet. Uh, I don't think he's going to want to leave just yet. So if he doesn't, I feel like they might have to get rid of some of the other superstars. So because you gotta have a bench to kind of equal out to your great players. So um, yeah, there's talks of him leaving, there's talks of Kyrie leaving Boston and stuff like that. But we see what happens. As far as the playoffs go, he looked like he's doing pretty well. Although KD did go out with an injury in Game 5, which then in turn should have meant the Houston Rockets should have won Game 6. But just wasn't in the cards for him this year. I don't know. I don't know what they can do to get better. I don't know if you couldn't beat them without Durant. I don't know. They need something. They need more than Harden. You need the all around team, and I think that's what the Warriors got. They got an all around team, which works and helps because when somebody's not functioning right, when Curry's not doing so great, you still got Durant to look, fall back on. With Durant not going doing so great, you got Klay Thompson to fall back on. When Klay Thompson's not doing so great, you got uh, Andre Green, whatever his fucking name is, to fall back on. Although I would never want to do that because he's not that good. But nonetheless, uh, I think they're probably gonna take it this year. The East is looking strong, but I don't think they have enough for the Warriors if they make it through. Portland came out with a win today, so that's the end of that Denver series. So it's gonna be the Warriors versus Portland this coming week, and I'm excited to see what happens. Trying to see what's gonna happen after this Toronto game. I'm hoping Toronto for the win, but we'll see.
I'm thinking the Trailblazers gonna give the Warriors some run for their damn money. If they want to advance to the finals, they gonna have to they gonna have to work hella hard.
It's a
Or I feel like the
possibility.
Trailblazers gonna bust that ass.
It's surprisingly that the most difficult competition was the Clippers and not the Rockets. The Rockets, what, sent it to 2 games as well, but it was harder for them facing the Clippers than it was facing the Rockets because the Clippers had they didn't really have a squad as far as I could tell that should have went that far, push them
Mhm.
to a game 6, but they was able to push them to a game 6. That was surprising. And then Harden and them, I think they kind of got lucky in 2 games, really, because it didn't seem like they were able to do as much. Uh, the last game that they won when Durant went out, it wasn't really looking good for them then. Like they won by a thread. Like I mean a thread, really. Like it's
Yeah, that's
not
what I'm
good.
saying. Like, um, there was a couple games that the Warriors should have won.
Yeah, but I think they on a 3-peat ish. You know what I'm saying? They do have Steve Kerr as a coach. He come from a 3-peat type team, so I wouldn't put it past him. I think he's gonna probably try to do everything in his power to get Durant to possibly stay and make some adjustments. But if he does stay, I'm pretty sure they're gonna have to get rid of a couple of people that they don't want to. So stay option. I
To
think
get you said to get Durant to stay.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna make a run
Of
for it because even
course,
though the thing is, I think he might cost them a good amount of players. So to
of
keep him.
course, they got to open up that damn salary cap because in order to get them to stay, they gonna have to come out they damn pockets for real.
Mhm. Well, I'm pretty sure he'll take a pay cut if he's working on a winning team because that's what it's all about.
A
It's all
pay
about the
cut
championship.
rating. Would you take a pay cut after winning the title? Because they're gonna win.
Well, if you remember, Jordan wasn't getting paid that much money when he was winning titles. He just loved winning titles.
That is true.
Yeah, some people
But we're
love
in a different day and
winning.
age.
You said what?
I said we're in a different day and age now. Like back when Jordan, was winning titles, it really wasn't that many opportunities like it is now. Like the NBA is a more of a global brand than it has ever been before. Like, yeah, he was making, Jordans, as far as his shoes and selling jerseys, but not today. These players and their money making opportunities goes way beyond what it was back in the 90s.
Yeah. So there's other options. I mean, he got the Nike deal, which is pretty sure that's pretty set. Um, he can do other deals. You know what I'm saying? So if he can't get his money from the NBA, there's chances that he can get his money somewhere else. So I mean, he got a big opportunity, and he got some things to think about. So
The
after the
Marcus
season,
Cousins about to come back.
I'm not worried about his ass either. I'm sorry. I always had this conversation with my other homie. Like the big man in today's age is just not a big man. I don't even consider him big man anymore because they're not doing their fucking job. They're getting injured because they trying to be like they point guard and shit. Like there's a reason why you that big and the reason why you're not the point guard, but it frustrates me seeing them out on the perimeter trying to help out the point guard by being the point guard, and that's not your position.
I mean, there's only a few big men that could actually pull that off. And it's definitely not no damn DeMarcus Cousins.
Yeah, I know, but I think coaching nowadays is so lax with it that a big man can now do almost everything your 3 man can, and your point guard can and stuff like that. it gets ridiculous after a while. You know, there are generally, I believe, not too many big men, you know, that are doing what Shaq used to do and stuff like that. And you know, everybody loves the fact that they could do more now with their game and stuff like that. But nah, I'm just a fan of the big man. I'm a fan of them. You know, keep it that way. There was a reason Shaq never had to shoot a three in his life to win a game because he gonna dominate your ass on the inside where you can't do anything.
Oh
You know,
yeah.
and it disgusts me today seeing people in the hole. You know, when you 7 feet tall and you got a dude that's 5'11" on you and you doing turnaround jumpers, I don't think you should really be in the NBA. I just don't. You piss me off with that. I don't even know why you're there. No way I'm 7 foot and you getting anything else but a dunk. I'm shitting on you. Balls on
Man.
your forehead all day long. You know what I'm saying? If you don't want to get dunked on, don't come. Don't guard me. That's the best I can. The best advice I can give to you.
Right.
So, it happened. But that's just my gripe. There's no more. There's no real big man anymore. The the main big man I think in the NBA right now is Giannis Antetokounmpo, and he's not a big man. You know, so he's the main one. He's gonna go in the hole because he doesn't really have an outside game. He's still developing it, but even then, even if he develops his outside game, I still feel like if he knows it's not working, he's gonna stay in the hole. You know, where he can put up buckets.
Right.
But that's just me. You know, I'm always gonna have that gripe. There's no way your point guard should be
Yeah.
more aggressive than your big man. There's just no way. There's no way.
Hell no.
But in other news, you know, this kind of relates to the Warriors in some ways. Uh,
Yeah. They
have
still in the mix, so it definitely do relate to them.
uh, we have the I don't know what would you call it? Would you call it an incident or uh, I mean, it was an interview
What? What you talking
about
about?
the Aisha Curry uh, thing.
Yeah, it was a Jada Pinkett's what's it called? The Red Round Table or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And she sat down and explained. I didn't see the whole thing. I just seen a few clips, and it mostly touched on her relationship to her husband, Steph Curry. And this is what everybody is just really just concentrating on, the fact that, how can I say this? Because I don't want to get dragged by the internet community. She she was just saying how it would make her feel good if she was to get noticed. Not saying she trying to go off and have sex with somebody else or leave her husband, or she trying to, none of that. That's not what she meant. It just will make her feel good if somebody else was to notice her. I guess if somebody was to notice her, she'd be like, okay, that's pretty dope, and move on. That's it. But the whole internet just took it out of proportion. Like, oh, she don't love her husband. Steph is not on this job, and she's thirsty for attention. And at first, when I first heard it, I thought that's what it was, but it's not. Like, you really got to listen to the whole thing, which I still have to do. But I was just trying my best to really understand where she was coming from. And I'm really trying to do that a lot in my own personal life when it comes to women, is really try to understand women and be more compassionate and to really see things from their point of view instead of just being the typical man with a male macho exterior. And because a lot of men are selfish. Like, I'm sorry, men, but we are. And we don't look at it from the opposite sex point of view. And I'm looking at it from her point of view, and I agree with her. Her husband gets like hella attention, and she just want to know what that would feel like, just a little bit, just to make her smile, make her feel good. And I understand, I get it.
Yeah. my thing is, which I don't think a lot of people understand, and people don't listen anymore. They just they. It's a lot of cloud chasers out here, so unfortunately, she hit the cloud chase button for them. You know what I'm saying? So as soon as she said something, everybody was on it. Let's get one thing straight: there are a world full of Aisha Currys out here, and that's not a bad thing because it's kind of the ways of the world. I think that's kind of the way it works. Sometimes that's how people feel. You could be giving everybody a person everything under the sun, but that don't mean that's always gonna be the best. Let's put it like this: they understand that it's the greatest situation that they in, but like people say, you're not gonna get 100% of what you want out of a relationship. I think she gets
Right.
everything she needs, but sometimes I do understand people want that attention, and for the people that kind of jump out the window on it, you can't because a lot of y'all sitting around the same way. You know what I'm saying? If it's just like if your man, women pay a lot of attention to your man in regular life and shit like that. That pisses you off, I'm pretty sure. And I know a lot of women probably like, when they get into a fight with their man, like, oh, I got niggas too. You know what I'm saying? That's usually the conversation. And guys can't act like they don't do that type of shit too. Like they don't want to be wanted. Like they don't want to be hit on every now and then. It's the ways of the world because uh, that's just it. It's a comfort thing, I guess. You know what I'm saying? It's what's that old saying? You know what I'm saying? When you like come to somebody about your girl and stuff like that, and be like, oh, you tell like one of your OGs, like, man, I think she getting a little bit too much attention from these guys sometimes. You know what I'm saying? It kind of kill me. And OG will hit you with, yeah, well, I think it'll be a problem if they wasn't looking. You know what I'm saying? Because if they're not looking, then that mean your girl, ain't got some. You know what I'm saying? She ain't got it. You know what I'm saying? So, you never want that in most cases, and so I think it's kind of that type of situation. And plus, from what she said, women be doing too much for that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it, but this man look like he been with this girl forever. That is the only love he will ever have in his life. He don't pay attention to you, but Mars be doing the most to try to get to this nigga, man. And yeah, she's actually pretty mild compared to what she could be, because that whole I watched that snippet where she was like, there was a woman that opened the door just to get to him, opened like her car door to get, came across her to get to him and stuff like that. And she was looking at her like, what is you doing? And the girl was like, you know what you signed up for. The
Mm-hmm.
fuck does that even mean? Like, that don't even make sense to me. But she's got to deal with these types of situations and stuff like that. But she deals with them in a respectful way and stuff like that. So I get it when that kind of happens to your man. I can kind of see you be like, damn, am I I know he's gonna say it, but in some cases in a relationship, you thinking like they kind of gotta say it. Not me, you know what I'm saying? I'll tell you if I get to a point where it's like, yeah, you might want to work on that, you know what I'm saying? And K
Right.
Down be brutally honest like that too. That's why mother don't really ask him questions. Because K Down gonna tell you exactly what he feel in most cases. But
Yeah.
yeah, so you hear it. It ain't like she ain't never heard it from a man, but it's like in some ways the thought is, oh, that's my spouse, that's my partner. They gotta say that to me, you know what I'm saying? So otherwise it wouldn't be considered love. So I think hearing it occasionally from other people, it does make you feel a little bit, better about yourself. It does say you okay. I still got it. You know what I'm saying? I still, because sometimes we never know if we lost it or not. You know what I'm saying? Especially if we've been in a relationship for so long, we don't know. As far as we understand, like, oh, everything's going good because you know nothing's happened. We ain't arguing. No money problems have came up and stuff like that. But then you got shows like Cheetahs and shit like that. When the first thing they say, well, he was doing this one thing or she was doing this one thing, and now they're not doing it no more. And I'm worried that that they might be cheating and stuff like. It always starts with something. So I get what she's saying.
Right.
I always want to be enough and everything like that. But people don't really listen and pay attention. They just go off of what they feel.
Or like people using all these memes to disrespect her and make fun of her, and at the end of the day, it's all for clout and likes, and because it's a lot of the Instagram comedians, what I'm saying, making fun of her, and like I said, for clout and likes.
Mm-hmm.
So they're trying to take this situation and run with it, because I cannot count how many memes I've been seeing about this one situation since it happened, and it's still fairly recent.
Yeah, be honest. I didn't hear her say she wanted a new man or anything like that. She
Exactly.
just said it'd be nice that if a dude, say, hey, hey, beautiful, or something like that, and I guess that's what she was kind of hinting at, it'd be nice, but
A lot of
I'm
people trying to tell
surprised
that
that it
it's
don't
the
happen.
word.
To be honest, I'm
Huh?
surprised you got a lot of niggas out there like that, because a lot of these other ones, I ain't gonna say a lot of these other ones, but some, good, uh, a good amount of women, I'm pretty sure, especially like the love and hip hop type women, I'm
Some
pretty
of
sure
the hip hop type.
that happen. You know what I'm
Hell
saying? I'm
no.
pretty sure they be in their DMs and stuff like that. So, cause shit, I know dudes that be thirsty to hop in your DM when you a regular woman. So that's my thing. How can you really say that? That's why I was surprised that she said it, because it's like I think a part of her ignores it, maybe because I know dudes have to be somewhat, hollering at her, or I feel like she's been hit with a "Hey, beautiful" before or something. I just feel that way, because it's not like she a bad looking woman, although they was roasting her.
Man, she's so gorgeous. It's ridiculous. Like, I don't think I've ever seen a woman like because to me, to be beautiful, it just takes more than like the physical. Like, I mean, I know, she's a celebrity. We don't know her like that, but her personality is amazing. And
Hmm.
what made me just look at her on a whole nother plateau was like she just turned 30 back in March. And she was just saying how she dedicated, she's dedicated to her family and her kids. And it's not many women that's like that. Like a lot of women I don't say a lot of women. Certain women in my world would say it, but she says it and she acts on it. And that's just a beautiful thing, because women in my world, they really just offer self, like, and it's sad, but when I see Aisha Curry, she acts on it. She's so like hands on with her kids, and even though she's a celebrity, she got her own thing going. Steph got his own thing, obviously, going, and they find time to spend time with the kids, and she definitely does spend time with the kids. I see that all the time on Instagram, and that's just a beautiful thing to me. And I guess sometimes for a woman, that's not enough. And women are emotional creatures, and they
I
they like to be noticed.
Yeah, and it's not that, and I think I actually gotta applaud niggas for not being like that with Curry, man. I think it's I don't know, maybe it's like people reach that respect. I think she probably don't realize it is it's a certain level where you get to like ghost status on some level with the guys. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
like, okay, so because I'm trying to see how I can explain it really. Like, you know how when they talk about who's the greatest of all time, as far as any sport, you know what I'm saying? When it
Right.
comes to like Tom Brady in football, um, Michael Jordan in basketball, like Alex Rodriguez in baseball and stuff like that. Like these are household names that Kobe and stuff like those are household names that and it's like once they reach a certain status, it's like they don't receive the disrespect as far as the man goes. You know what I'm saying? It's like I you did so much, so it's like if Kobe in Los Angeles and stuff like that,
Right.
like walking down a block and stuff like that, like he did so much for the Los Angeles Lakers. It's like that's the G. That's Kobe. Like, I feel like he can't walk around Los Angeles and be disrespected by any man as far as when he's with his woman and child because he's done so much for Los Angeles. You know what I'm saying? Like kind of like that. Like you reach that respect level with him where it's like, you know what, I'm not even gonna even do that to you, man. I'm not gonna disrespect you like that because I know what you did. And it's the thing that you did, the reason why I respect you so much. So I would never step to your woman like that, you know what I'm saying, or something like that. Uh, it's kind of like almost that instance. I know probably a lot of people never been through that, but um, it's just like OGs in the street. Like you see them, they OGs, they've been through a lot. They've always been there in a sense. So you're not just gonna walk up to them and disrespect them as far as them being an OG. And I think it's kind of Curry kind of reached that status where it's like you did so much for the city because Golden State hasn't won a championship in a long time prior to Curry and Thompson and stuff like that. So it's like I think he's reaching that status where is I'm not gonna disrespect you, bro. I'm not gonna disrespect you when you with your woman, or the fact that you have a woman, you have a marriage, you have a great relationship, and it's just like with Obama, you know what I'm saying? Like nobody really disrespects their relationship; they respect it, so that's why they don't say anything, and I think that's probably why a lot of people jumped on her and stuff like that. Because understand her being Stephen Curry's wife actually helps her in any endeavor that she want to do. Like, if she wanted to start her own show, yes, there's people would let her start her own show. You know what I'm saying? Because she's Stephen Curry's wife. You know what I'm saying? And it could highlight all the great stuff
You
that she does and stuff
you
like that. Like you
thinking
can break
as
away
in
from your
you
significant other when you have that type of status, you know what I'm saying? And it's not I'm pretty sure she's talented. So she could make a name for herself, but I don't think she wants to. I think she's okay with being a mother and I don't know. I don't know how.
I mean, she has made a name for herself though. She when I was looking up her birthday a couple hours ago, it say on Wikipedia that she got I think it said 3 shows. Like, 2 is about cooking and 1 is for something else. But yeah, she got like 3 shows. Two or three.
Oh, okay.
And
I
she got a
think
cookbook and
I think I knew about the cook one of the cooking shows because that line that they had in the Drake song, that
she got
said that
a
she's
cookbook.
a really good cook anyway. But I don't know, maybe it was just the fame she thought it would kind of die down after a while. I guess because the man probably didn't come at her in the ways because I'm pretty sure you can't tell me growing, throughout college and stuff like that, dudes was not hollering at her. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, I'm pretty sure, like around him, probably, hey, that's Steph's girl.
Ain't she been with Steph since college?
I believe so. And if that's the case, then you can't tell me that nobody has ever. Hey, man, forget. There was a time when I'm telling you there was some niggas out there, man. Forget your boyfriend. Forget Steph. Nobody care about that nigga, man. He ain't gonna be shit. You think? Come on, man.
Man.
There's always a dude out there. You think your nigga really gonna make it to the NBA? You really
Oh
think
yeah.
that nigga ain't making it to no NBA? You playing with this sucker? There's always. I'm sorry. I hope I ain't. It's kind of bad to say that about the guys, but there are guys out there like that. So that's why it's
Yeah.
maybe I guess the attention kind of wore off for her as far as the guys, because after a while, he became a household name, and his name has now been solidified and stuff like that. Like there's certain people you just don't hear a lot about. You don't hear a lot about his teammates either. I'm pretty sure Durant probably got a girl and stuff like that. Nobody knows her.
You don't even hear about his brother like that.
You said what?
I mean, I mean, you don't even hear about his brother like that. I mean, I know they ain't on the same team, but still.
Yeah, and I think his brother about to get married, and uh, yeah, no, they're not on the same team because his brother's on Portland.
Right. Oh, for real?
Yeah, so that's gonna be a. I mean, he ain't starting or none, so I mean, he's gonna be playing against his brother, but he ain't gonna really get no ticket like that. So they'll see each
Oh,
other
see that.
in his finals, and it's gonna be fun. I definitely be throwing jabs at my brother, but
Hell yeah.
yeah, man,
That's
and they both got, from what I could tell, beautiful wives and stuff like that, and occasionally, not every woman. There are women out here that don't need they cool with what they got, but I don't know. Maybe it was something that she grew up with in life. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like because I can't get mad at her because a lot of women do need that validation. You know what I'm saying? You could tell your girl you love her twice a day, but if you ain't saying it, she might want to hear it 3 times just to make sure you really love her. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how many times I've talked to women where they looking for the "I love you" and stuff like that, and I had to tell them like, I prefer to show you my love rather than tell you, but they still want to hear that is really not enough for them. Like so I just sent you and we just took this elaborate, nice walk, on the beach. I bought you flowers. Like the whole day was beautiful. You know what I'm saying? If that don't show you that I love you, I don't know what does, because that's really putting in the time. I could have just took you to, McDonald's and bought a movie, you know what I'm saying, and called it a
Man,
night. But I decided to
dumb.
do this. You know what I'm saying? Out of the love, but they still need to hear the words. It's so weird. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
weird, but it's true.
I don't know if you was there that night, but it was the night after Valentine's Day, and when we was working together. One of the girls came in complaining about Valentine's Day and how her man ain't do enough for her on Valentine's Day and stuff like that. And she just thought he should have put in a little more effort to do different things and stuff like that. I'm like, I'm so sick of Valentine's Day. Like, I hate that day. And she was like, "How can you say that? How can you say you hate Valentine's Day?" Because I'm like, it's no longer, what it used to be, what it was meant for. It was meant for love and stuff like that. But now for the guys, or just in general for whoever and they significant other, what I'm saying, it's an obligation more than not. You know what I'm saying? Like it became an obligation rather than, it's just I want to do this just because it's the day. You know what I'm saying? So she was like, "Well, no, that's
Hmm.
that's not true." I'm like, "No, that's true." I'm like, so I gave her a scenario of, let's say we together or whatever. And I didn't use me, of course, because I already know the rule to the game. But let's say we together, you know what I'm saying, and I know Valentine's Day I'm gonna miss that day completely. Like, I gotta work that day or whatever. So, and I know I ain't gonna have no money to that weekend, but I got a little change for you. So I told her, what happens if I do, pretty much everything I can through the week. I take care of you. I'm doing this, I'm doing that, all for that whole week. You know what I'm saying? We've been out, we've had a good time, different things of that nature. And that day of Valentine's Day, I hit you with a, I love you before I leave and stuff like that. and then I get home later on that night. I'm tired. Of course, I want to go to bed. Let's say it's real late at night. You know what I'm saying? And I hit you with an I love you before I go to bed on Valentine's Day. Are you upset? And she's like, yeah, I'd be upset. That's what I mean. There's no showing you the love that you want because I literally just did that throughout the week. You got that because I knew I wasn't gonna be able to do anything on Valentine's Day. So that's why I gave you the scenario. I'm giving you everything prior leading up to Valentine's Day. I just can't give you much because I'm working that day. I'm gonna be tired when I get home. I already know, you know what I'm saying? So I gave her that scenario. She was not happy about it. But you got everything you wanted almost. You know what I'm saying? I did the lovey-dovey stuff. I did what I could to, I gave you, I pretty much spent my last little means of money on prior to that day, you know what I'm saying? Because I knew I wasn't gonna be able to spend it with you. So in her mind, you still didn't care enough because it's Valentine's Day and you ain't trying to spend no time. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I did that already. So in her mind, it's still no. It needs to be Valentine's Day that you do that stuff, and it's the way it's that way sometimes. So that's the thought process sometimes for certain women, and that don't make her
Yeah.
bad. It's just you know she might want to check that because that don't make sense to me. If I can damn near get in trouble for the day, and you want to you don't think I love you any less or any more because I didn't celebrate the day, that's kind of silly to me. So it happens.
I just hope people I hope this should just fly over and must forget about this because it's like, damn, this woman's real insecurities. Like, let her live. So you telling me the person that's behind these memes or the person behind these videos and these comments, y'all ain't got no insecurities at all? Like no insecurities?
They are
Like
very
y'all are
insecure.
perfect. Like everything is all good, huh? I
They're
think
very
not.
insecure. A lot of them motherfuckers is followers. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? A lot of them dudes got to stop acting because we all know a couple of dudes. I'm not saying I was part of that crew, but we all know a couple of dudes that back in the day they was not getting no ass. They couldn't get ass to say they live. Then they met a slick talking, cool dude that was willing to help them out. Slide him. Hey, shorty over here, she cool. You just got to do this and that. You good. Once they get, they get in good and get what they needed and stuff like that. Then they get the slick walking down the street and talking to you all crazy. And like, I do this, man. No, my nigga, you don't. You never did. I helped you do it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna stun on you, but there's niggas out there like that. So that's an insecurity. You never thought you could do it on your own. And chances are you probably could have if you actually thought much of yourself. So that's why I be looking like, man, niggas talk, but they do the same thing. So and a lot of women do it too. You know what I'm saying? A lot of women are insecure about their lives and stuff like that. There's very few women that I know excuse me, which I'm actually glad that I do know a lot of them that are, upfront and forward with their insecurities and always trying to work on them. She's trying to work on her insecurities. She never said that, I want it. She just said it's something that she wouldn't mind happening every now and then, but she
Yeah.
never like,
It's
please,
like she's
hit my
seeking it.
inbox.
It's
No,
not like she's putting in action and work and seeking it. She just said if it just so happens to happen, she wouldn't mind it. She would appreciate it. That's it. But
right.
you can't tell this generation nothing. Not at
Yeah,
all.
millennial motherfuckers, man. It's so much shit that people let slide nowadays, man. Like it's a change in the world. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's a change in the wrestling world. Yeah, it's changing but it's not past that nostalgia part for the wrestling world. So uh
It actually just made me think of some when you said stuff is changing. And what is changing is so like let's take basketball for example. You know how like you in high school or you in college you wanna go to the pros.
Right.
Like the end all be all is the NBA. Wrestling is a little different. So the end all be all used to be WWE. It's not like that anymore. WWE,
But
for whatever reason, it could be from the writers or not wanting to piss off the investors because they're a publicly traded company now. For whatever reason, the product that comes on every week and on these pay-per-views, it sucks. The writing, the storytelling, it sucks. It got to the point where like the main events would be tolerable or it'd get kind of cool. But now it's to the point where the main event storylines are starting to start.
when did
And
they
now,
start being publicly traded? Do you remember?
huh?
When did WWE
Like
start?
oh 03, oh 04, oh 05, somewhere in there.
Around the time where it kind of started changing and stuff like that. So I get it.
Yeah. And the biggest change is like it's no longer the end all be all. It's no longer like, I finally made it to WWE. No. It's people that want to leave WWE. Like it's people standing in line damn near to leave. They want out their contracts. Like it's at least 5 people I know off top that really, really want to leave. And
Yeah.
now that there's this new company called AEW, All Elite Wrestling, that's supposed to be the next company to really compete with WWE. And everybody is trying to jump over to All Elite Wrestling. And All Elite is ran by Cody Rhodes and I'm gonna say Cody Rhodes, the Young Bucks, and a few more people. And they got like this big $1 billion investor that's supposed to be like putting all the funds into the company. And everybody wants to go sign with Cody because they feel like um creatively they can make they can make their own decisions while making WWE money, and that's like a serious change. Like I was always used to WWE being the head honcho,
What?
and depending on how far AEW gets, that might not be the case. We might have another war on our hands.
Well, I can say this. In most cases, almost every kind of sport needs kind of like counter. They need more than one company. You know what I'm saying? Like, um, especially wrestling, because you need. Let's be honest. When ECW and WCW was around, they was the lesser watched, but they were still entertaining. You know what I'm saying? You still get some pretty good matches. I love ECW for the fact that they was real. You know what I'm saying? Like there was no fakeness to the stuff that they were doing. Um,
Mhm.
and I loved it because it was so extreme and stuff like that, and they would allow you to see that type of stuff. Um, WCW, they worked kind of well because you get to see the people that you weren't able to see on WWE. Like your Stings, your Lex Lugers, yeah, people of that nature. You know what I'm saying? Those type of people, when you wanted to go see them, you would have to go to WCW, and I think that's because they gave them a path to be on that made them popular and um in most cases took care of them. Because I'm not sure Sting would have got the same uh kind of rollout at the WWE so much. People like be honest,
At that
people like
time,
Sting, I know he was there for a little bit, you know what I'm saying, but it didn't really
you
work
talking
out
about, you
for him
talking
like
about
I
like, at that
feel.
time, like back in the '90s?
Mm-hmm.
Probably not.
What I'm saying is it was probably too many wrestlers that you knew of in the WWE that you loved. So when certain wrestlers would come over, they probably wouldn't have been as popular. Like I feel like Sting probably would have had a stint, but he probably wouldn't have been as popular. Diamond Dallas Page probably wouldn't have been nowhere near where he was at. Uh, I'm being honest. Booker T. I'll be honest. I don't think he would have been. I think he
I
would
was
have been an
thinking
R
they could
Truth
have
of
been
that era.
fun.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna say, and he was very entertaining. Booker T and his brother was they were very entertaining wrestlers. They did a lot, but I don't think they would have, um, really stood out. I'm just being honest, and he had a few wrestlers that I think WCW was good for them because they made them famous. Now Hulk Hogan, he would have worked either way. As you see, his transition to both companies worked every time. So, if anything, it just make him more popular. But there's very few people that could do that. Um, and then the biggest issue is, like you said, is their WWE has become a publicly traded company, and them investors don't care. They don't care about the entertainment part factor of it. They care about, is it gonna make money? Is what y'all doing gonna make money? Because if it's gonna make money, then I don't care what you do necessarily.
I think they do care because everything is so damn politically correct. Goddamn, everything is so politically correct, and I'm pretty sure they got kids that watch the product, and they don't want WWE influencing their kids, and it's so many different reasons as to why the product is like this.
You know
I
why
mean,
that's
another
so
reason could
funny?
be, well,
The whole I don't want my kids watching this product. It's too violent. You know why it's so funny? Because in this day and age, there are no parameters on shit. There's no parameters on stuff. If you watch kids shows nowadays, they now have in the kids shows where they using certain words and stuff. Like, if you ever seen SpongeBob, that's actually a pretty sexist show. Like, they got a lot of sex puns in that stuff. Um they also got like the young children show where it's literally like gender equality in the show, but there's no reason to show gender equality. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, literally, this young 6-year old girl in the show will have a girlfriend and stuff like that. Stuff that you don't really need for a show, but it's in the show, and the parents have no problem with it. You know what I'm saying? Uh, like the Dwayne Wade story where he took his son to go see the gay parade. Son only 11. I know you've probably seen a gay parade or two, Mike, and that they do a lot
yeah,
though.
like on TV and stuff. And I've never actually been to one.
But yeah, trust me, and if you see it on TV, they probably had it like real lax, like because they be doing a lot. I mean, bro, I would not take a kid to that type of environment because it's too revealing. Like, they want to be so free, and there's no diss to them, but they so free. They dressing up, and it's like, dude, I'm like, even if I'm a grown man and I see this, and I'm like, man, hey, that's kind of that float kind of crazy right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know about y'all having that float. I'm saying that as a grown man, I know kids shouldn't be there, but parents nowadays be like, "Oh no, I can take my kid there because it's okay to be gay." But that's not the issue. Not the issue of the kid saying I'm gay. It's the issue of this exposure to this type of stuff is not good for that kid, and it's almost telling them it's weird nowadays because it's almost saying that parents are saying that you need to be able to talk to your kids need to be able to come to you and stuff like that. So essentially, you want your kid to be an adult before he can be a kid. You know what I'm saying? They should know all the stuff that's going on in the household. They should be able to be heard on certain topics. They should be able to do this, do that. They should be able to pretty much be grown before they are actually grown. But then you sit here and say WWE is doing too much with it. I haven't seen blood in so long in WWE. Like, does anybody get hurt anymore?
Here
I
and there.
watched a ladder match. Well, not a ladder match, Money in Bank match from 2013, I believe it was, and
Yeah.
it was cool, but it wasn't no ladder match. Like, man, I always think about, and this is why I say nostalgia. I always think about if 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 I see ladders in a match, I'm always thinking about Mankind, the Hardy Boys, Undertaker, stuff like that. Like, I'm about to get a great match with ladders. The Dudley Boys, like, I'm about to get a great match with ladders. And it don't. It just be people throwing around ladders and flopping on it. It'd be boring. Like, if I can't get excited about a ladder match, that's kind of bad.
Yeah, and it's crazy you said that because it's Money in the Bank coming up on the 19th.
And they got one high flyer, and well, from what I heard, he's a high flyer in that match.
Oh,
I think he black. The black guy. I mean, I don't know his name.
I
He's
don't
like
even
the
know who's
shortest
in
guy in the
the.
matchup.
I don't even know who's in it.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I know that
because
dude Strowman.
Braun
He's,
Strowman.
he's in there, and be honest, they kind of turned him into a sucky character now. Like
Yeah,
I liked him more when he was bad. I liked him
they
because
should
he
have
was
put the
doing whatever
Universal
he wanted.
title on him back in whenever the hell he was supposed to face Brock Lesnar. They should have put the Universal title back on him, but not back, but had him get the Universal title. And they that's their biggest problem. They messing up characters.
Hmm.
What I mean by the writing sucks. When they write out these characters, it don't pan together. It don't mesh well with the fans. When they write out these storylines, it's corny and it's not funny. Like right now, for example, they got the Usos in a storyline with the Revival, I think, and the Usos are making fun of the Revival because they shave each other's backs, and it's just like that's the dumbest shit ever. And so every week the Uso is cracking jokes on the Revival because they shave each other's back.
Yeah, I don't get that. And then they kind of did the whole because if you from our age, you remember when Brock Lesnar came into the WWE and what he was doing when he came in. Nobody knew his name. Well, if he wasn't the biggest WWE fan, because I didn't know who he was until somebody mentioned him, like one of the announcers. But he would come in after a certain matchup happened and destroy, pretty much everybody in the ring. You know what I'm saying? And then he leave. And now they got another dude doing that same stuff. Um, I forgot his name, Sergey or something like that. Some have you seen him? He like come out randomly during certain matches and just beat up on all smaller people and stuff like that. And then
Uh,
he's crazy
Lars
and
Sullivan.
leaves.
You talking about Lars Sullivan?
Yeah, I think that's him. And it's just like, okay, I kind of already seen that before. And then on top of that, you beating up on almost everybody you've ever come out against was smaller than you. So it's like everybody's like the I know the announcers try to make it good. Oh, he's brutal and he's bad, but he's just throwing around little mugs. That's what I'm
It's a
expecting you to
reason
do
for
if
that
you
though.
that big. If you're not doing it, then it's kind of crazy.
It's a
But
reason
the
for
thing
that
I loved
though.
about Brock Lesnar when he was first doing it was anybody in that ring was gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? That's what like. It don't matter if you was the welterweight champion or the heavyweight champion. If you in the ring when I come out, you getting it. That's what I liked about the Brock Lesnar. This guy, he just come out and he beat on people and he leave. Like it's kind of corny. It's like
I mean,
I gotta.
it's a reason for that though, because like he was supposed to had debuted sometime either before or after the Royal Rumble. He's supposed to beat the hell up out of John Cena. And he's supposed to go to WrestleMania and challenge John Cena. But dude had some type of anxiety attack and he went home for a long time. And right now, what I'm really getting at is that 9 times out of 10, and this goes back to what I was saying before, 9 times out of 10, they don't have anything else for him to do because the writing is not there. Remember back in the Attitude Era when everybody on that roster from main event guy Stone Cold Steve Austin down to the mid card, Val Venus, whoever was in the
You
mid card,
wanted to
they
see everybody.
always had something to do. Everybody on that card had a compelling storyline from top to fucking bottom.
If you could get a person like Crash to actually, people want to see him or the Hurricane, because the Hurricane was an ass character, but you still wanted to see him do something. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
I get what you're saying. Even the women, and there wasn't really many women back then. You still wanted to see them do stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, you like the storyline. You could follow the storyline, which I get what you said. You know what I'm saying? I used to love those type of matches, especially at one point when they had the hardcore championship where you could just, you could win it just by, if you pinned them somewhere. That was a great storyline for a little bit.
right.
Uh you don't have that type of stuff no more. Even you remember people like Scotty Too Hottie. He was not great, but the stuff he did, you still remember him for it. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of stuff, and that's hard to come back because his finisher was very terrible. It took forever, but you could find people around looking like him, wearing fucking visor hats and doing hopping on one leg, trying to hit you with a worm. Like it was a terrible move, but everybody liked it. You know what I'm saying? So I see what you mean. You know what I'm saying? Like every part of that era, whether it was WWE, WCW, ECW, like they kept you wanting to watch. You know what I'm saying? Uh,
Yeah,
and I get it. You know what I'm saying? I think I understand if the writers can't do what they want. It does become hard because the stuff that Stone Cold used to do, you couldn't really write that. Like that was kind of like I feel like sometimes he was just going off of what he thought was the greatest thing that could happen. You know what I'm saying? Kane lighting stuff on fire and stuff like that, even though it wasn't him. The stuff was kind of cool to see. I done
yeah,
thought Vince McMahon done died so many times. You really, sometimes you literally thought he was dead. You know what I'm saying? Because of what they did and stuff like that.
yeah,
That was great moments and stuff like that. Like that's the reason why when a person like the Undertaker retired, people are sad. They ain't sad um necessarily because of just the Undertaker. It's the amount of work he put in and the way he made you feel and all
yeah.
aspects of them and stuff like that. So they don't. I hear you, man. They don't really have that right now. That's the craziest thing.
Yeah, it's a damn shame because I'm not even sure if I want to watch this next pay per view.
I hear you, man. And it's the Money in the Bank, right?
Money in the Bank on the 19th.
hmm And I seen the little ambush that happened on SmackDown, that wasn't even that great. You know what I'm saying? Like,
What Bush?
where Raw and the Shield kind of came out and beat up Shane and a couple of other people.
I ain't see that. I gotta watch that.
Yeah, see, that's how bad it is. Because if I seen it, and I
Well,
know I don't even really watch wrestling anymore, but I seen that, and, you know,
WWE has to survive without Cena and a couple of the main event level people, Sheamus. They injury list is becoming too extensive. It's just like, all right, clear this motherfucker so they can do their things. But
I don't know, man. I feel what you're saying. I think they gotta get back to what they used to do. Um, I'll be honest, man. I when I first went to my first wrestling event was my cousin who still wrestles. Um, and he's trying to reach WWE level. Uh, he was probably the most entertaining part of what I seen.
yeah,
Um, he definitely had like a lot of electrifying stuff that he did and stuff like he got you involved and stuff like that. Like um he was so dangerous, I guess I would say was that I looked at a couple of matches prior to his and stuff like that. but nobody was really doing what he did. Like he's kind of like acrobatic, and he got a little bit of strength. I told him he got to kind of bulk up if he want to be slamming 300-pound dudes and stuff like that.
All
Because he's still fairly small in that way. But if Chris Benoit could do it, I'm pretty sure he could. Um, but yeah, his match came and it was great. It was really good. You know, a lot of action and a lot of fast paced movement and stuff like that. And he ended up getting disqualified or whatever. So he was a
wow.
villain in that one. Villain. And he's trying to mess this dude up. He went into the crowd. He got a chair. Now, normally people should be like, no, I'm sitting in the back like, yeah, get that chair. I don't know who do this, but get that chair. Get the chair. Put it between this nigga leg up. I don't know who this is, but whatever you doing, he must deserve it. And I'm not a fan of the villain for the most part, but I got excited seeing that. And it wasn't part of I'm pretty sure it wasn't part of the show per se. Um, and I think he just kind of improvised. They ended up stopping it, but just to see that brought a little more energy to me. Like, oh, okay, he really getting serious with it. He trying to make a name. Um, yeah. So it happens, man. It happens, and I hope they do get better. I don't think if they gonna constantly keep being publicly traded, whoever. I'm sure Vince McMahon is still majority owner, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I think maybe just for him, he just don't want to lose all those investors and stuff like that because he might have plans for other things, and it makes sense. But at the same time, people it can water down your company and what it represents. So what you want, you know what I'm saying? I think them handing Kofi a title, well, not handing because he definitely earned it, but him being able to become champion kind of helps them elevate and stuff like that. But like I told you, what comes after that? You know what I'm saying? Is storyline gonna get better for him? You know what I'm saying? Is things gonna be different? I thought that him versus Seth Rollins on Raw that next night, I thought that was actually pretty good, but then it got stopped. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I think that would have been a fire matchup, but I guess they didn't want that to happen. So
They're gonna meet eventually.
yeah, but it was definitely a lot of mugs tuning in because of him and
Right.
stuff like that on that Raw, I'm sure. And then they did that, so that made me lose interest in watching the rest of it. I didn't even care what happened after that. Like, oh, why don't we face you guys in a tag? Nah, my nigga, nah. Finish your match, my nigga. Nah, that's not what I came to see. I wanted to see you win another title. I ain't here to see you in a tag match with this man. What are you doing?
As they always do that.
But
They'll stop a good match.
I'm pretty sure it backfired because I turned it off. Instantly. Well, I don't want to see this no more.
I think Seth and Kofi won. I think.
Do you really care if they did?
No, they made you win.
That's the thing. It's not about it. It's not even about they didn't care about the matchup. Nobody cared about that matchup. Nobody cared about that tag team matchup. That to me, I think if anything, you could have had a high flying match between the two and had them break it up after or, close to the end. That makes sense, you know what I'm saying, or something like that. But, you know, what matchups do they have like back in the day that they still currently have today? Like Hell in a Cell, I Quit match, or what matchups do they have like that?
I haven't seen the I Quit match in so long. Hell in a Cell matches, cage matches, false count anywhere matches,
Okay.
and of course regular matches. No holds barred matches. So
I don't think has the last no holds barred match you seen was it good?
Triple H versus Batista, it was decent at WrestleMania.
Well, that kind of don't count. I mean, like between new guys.
No.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Because if it's Triple H and Batista, I'm pretty sure they still from that era, so it probably wasn't gonna be a good match. But
At
I
least
don't know,
Batista.
man.
I mean, not
Well,
Batista.
you got to
Triple H.
keep constantly bringing back guys that are almost done with their wrestling career. I'll be honest. I don't know how far Undertaker's line gonna go back for y'all need to stop bringing him back. Yeah, I mean the man. The last time I seen him, man, his line was right here somewhere. You know what I'm saying? That's not good for his health. Okay.
No.
He's purely he seems like he's never gonna cut that. So I guess he want to live with that.
He cut it and grew it back.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I'm pretty sure he's seeing that it still didn't grow back to where he wanted it. You know what I'm saying? So unless he gonna take some hymns or something like that, you know what I'm saying? There's things out here, Undertaker, man. You ain't gotta do it alone, man. Things out here to help get your hair grow naturally and fully. But you can't keep calling up on them to do this stuff. You know what I'm saying? I think yeah, him, Kane, uh The Rock, you know what I'm saying? How many times do you really? I mean, you're gonna always want to see The Rock, but it's like Road Dogg and Badass Billy Gunn. Like when I seen them on that tour, like they were. It's good to see them, but I don't want them trying to whoop your ass. Did you see Road Dogg? The nigga had a beer belly. Like the man is no, he's not ready. He's gone. He's done. But you still want to see him. X Pac had his asshole ripped apart. Why are you trying to fight? You can't fight, my dude. And it's cool. I love Shawn Michaels' sweet chin music, but eventually he ain't gonna be able to lift that leg. He gonna do it, and he gonna break his whole body in half. You gotta find a way to get the newer guys to really make an impact, and I think the way you do that is put more time into them. So really know your audience, know what their character styles is and stuff like that, and really get it going.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Got anything else, Rebel Man? Anything else today?
Man, I've been trying to think since before we started this thing, like what the hell happened? Um, Other than that situation in Wisconsin, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't.
I don't even know. I don't know all the details, but like rappers and shit getting arrested for dumb shit. Meaning Kodak Black. Oh, I made a wrong turn into Canada and I got stopped by customs. Nobody told you to put that loaded gun in the car.
Well, when you do things expeditiously, you got to stay strapped. I I don't really know about the Wisconsin thing, so
Just stuff is so messed up in so many areas in the entertainment world to me. Just I don't know. A lot of shit don't make no sense to me. I just like I just want stuff to go back to the way it used to be. Simple as rappers and I'm just so sick and tired of these dumb motherfuckers. It's just like rap game ain't the same no more. It's like we let any and everybody in.
I mean that was always the way though.
Can you
After a
imagine
while,
Lil Uzi Vert, Kodak Black, who else? Chief Keef, I guess. Can you
I
imagine them
mean,
back in the 90s? Can you imagine them back in the 90s?
I can say this, because I think we would think it wouldn't happen, but he might get a song out, but he'd probably be a one hit wonder type of style. Because there's people like Cuckoo Cal out there, you know what I'm saying? Like they had some banger that hit and that was it, you know what I'm saying? So that's the thing that happens nowadays that we dealing with. There's a lot of one hit wonders, but they're able to keep making music because this is their day and age. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference. This is their day and age. So people want to hear them even though they want hit wonders. Like that the Lil Nas X stuff, that would definitely be a one hit wonder back in the day. That's all he got. That's all he got. And you didn't have to, you know how it go. You know how it go out here. Like as much as mothers want to play real, what they consider real music, they can't. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. Uh, they can't do that. You know, and you can't stop labels and radio stations. You know, for playing what they feel is gonna bring people to the radio station. But how many people really listen to radio anymore? You know what I'm saying?
That is true.
It's really streaming service and stuff like that nowadays, and uh, it's different. It evolved, you know. So the radio be needing help and everything, and to bring people to the radio, they got to play at bull. You know what I'm saying? You got to either play the bull or uh, because there's still people like us that listen to the radio, but it's not enough music out there. You know, like there's a station that now plays like 90s and um 80s, 90s, 2000 type hip hop, but
Right.
you still get those same songs that we used to love and not really anything from like the gutter stuff. Like, like you don't get no Wu Tang or nothing like that. Like you gonna hear, I heard what Nelly, I hear Snoop a lot, I hear Dre a lot, I hear different songs, you know what I'm saying? But nothing like I've been literally thinking like we should start a podcast station where we just put on all like real music, like what people would want to listen to. You know what I'm saying? Like what I'm listening to, what you listening to. And it's gonna be different because there are still artists out here that actually still do a lot of good music and they don't get the spin. So
Exactly.
on that.
Shit is crazy.
Yeah.
Biggest, the
That game
biggest
I don't
names
think is gonna be fixed. But like I tell K down, there's a reason why people like um although it's a lot of trash out there, some good. But this is why you have people like J. Cole and Kendrick and Drake and them like mentioned as your top rappers, you know what I'm saying? Because they're gonna keep making what people consider timeless music. You're never gonna get um who's your top five right now. You ain't gonna really hear nobody say Uzi Vert, you know what I'm saying, or Kodak Black, or they gonna who if you go through a top five right now, you could do it next week and a week after. It's pretty much gonna have people like Kendrick, people like Cole, people like Big Sean, people like of that nature. It's gonna be people that can spit. It's never gonna be. Never heard of like go top five right now list, including the Chief Keef or uh anything like that. Like, I'll be honest, I think he made good music, but it's bullshit. So you know what I'm
right.
saying. And some Chicago artists make pretty decent music, but I doubt you might get a little dirt. You know what I'm saying. You might get a Herbo, and Herbo, I don't know what happened to the music he made, but it's a lot different from what he used to make. Um, so yeah, you still when you mention top five right now, it's still the people that spit bars that usually make the list. You know what I'm saying? They might throw a future in there and stuff like that. His reign kind of going. It came and it's kind of about to go because I don't really hear nobody listen to no future.
Mm-mm.
You know?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess Future ain't really a move no more.
I mean,
Since he took his
eventually
little,
people's gonna get
he
tired of that
actually
same old rap. Is that what?
I said people done got tired of Future ever since it came out that he don't really smoke and drink like he say he do.
Is that really an issue? It ain't really an issue. Because
But
50
he
said that he
really
smoke and drink. He had records that he smoke and drink and all that stuff, and then he said he don't smoke or drink. So
Anything else?
not that I can think of right now. But yeah, we definitely gonna have to get up. Okay, I'm gonna be back on the next show. It's Game of Thrones watching ass. And we definitely gonna keep the content coming. Our bad for these few weeks we had off and stuff like that, but we gonna have more content coming, of course.
Definitely more content.
Yeah, check out Rebel channel. He got a lot of stuff on there. He still be uploading without us, you know what I'm saying? Reaction videos and all. I don't know when I done told this nigga he need to go ahead and do him like a mukbang or something like that. Be surprised how many people watch that stuff.
That is true.
Yeah. Yeah, because he posted this man done went from, if you've seen his old video, he's a big transition. So he should be showing, y'all how to do what he done did. Cause I never
Yeah.
watched that shit. I'm bigger than most right now, and I definitely need some ways to get small. So, but yeah, the man drops content. Some of it's funny, some of it's real, some of it's you know I didn't figure he would do it, but he has. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and it's a lot of good content on there. I'm gonna.
And I got a story time that I'm in the midst of putting together. I want to tell the world about my weight loss journey. I'm in the midst of putting that together, and some more stuff that I want to put together involving my music. So yeah, y'all definitely be on the lookout for that. Make sure you subscribe to the Brohood Live YouTube channel. All that information will be in the description below. Subscribe to my Rebel Nation channel. All that information will be in the description below. And we just gonna keep the ball rolling, man. Keep giving the world content. But this is what we do.
Yeah, as Rebel usually say, comment, like, subscribe, and share. I don't really like saying that, but you should be doing it. If you fuck with us. So I'm always happy to see everybody. I'm always appreciative of any support we get, especially for family and everything like that. Stick with us, man. We're gonna make some things happen. But as always, I'm gonna check out with y'all. This your boy Easy Motion, known unknown Easy O Show.
And this your boy Soldier the Rebel.
We appreciate y'all checking us out. As always, support the grind, share that motherfucking hustle. 3Ks. We out of here.
R.I.P. the extension. Triple X Tentacion. Can't believe your daddy gone. Your music gon' live on. God called you home. You was too good for here. Let's make one thing clear. Mental health is very real.